Welcome to the Zadzooks Happy Hour, a podcast providing commentary on the latest in film, TV, games, and comics. My name is Todd Stoll, and I'm joined by 25-year veteran reporter covering pop culture, video games, and technology for the Washington Times, Joseph Zadkowski. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. What holiday is it?
It's Christmas, soon to be Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Is that an awesome theme that you got going on that show now?
What's that?
The polka.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, you're very...
That is tremendous.
Yeah.
That takes us to a new level.
I feel like right out of the gate, you know what you're in for.
That's right.
You know?
See?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
None of this generic crapola music.
Okay.
Rock music.
Okay. All right. What should we start off with? We've got so much to talk about. You've got a gift guide.
Yeah.
We're going to break down our picks for top 10 films of 2016. And we're going to review some of the best Christmas/holiday movies of all time.
Well, let's start there.
You want to start there?
That
Okay.
way people can listen to that and then tune it off.
Okay. All right. We're just going to rate them on a scale of 1 to 5. How's that sound? You throw in what you think these movies
One
are.
is best.
One is the worst.
One is okay. Got it.
5 stars
is the best.
is the best.
This is easy.
Christmas Story.
5.
Yep. Without a doubt. Elf. 3.5.
3.5.
Christmas Vacation. 5.
4.
How can you say 4?
I saw it recently, and it wasn't that funny.
Oh, it doesn't hold up at all. But in terms of Christmas movies, that was a true comedy.
Okay.
Groundbreaking.
Sure.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
5.
Yep. Home Alone.
5.
5 with
Really?
an 5 with an asterisk because it also doesn't hold up very well.
Oh, no. That second half of that movie with the Three Stooges.
Yes. But the first half is rough.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Scrooged with Bill Murray.
5.
5. The Santa Claus.
See, okay, Santa Claus, it's a 5 because it really is a great
Yep.
Christmas classic.
The Muppets Christmas Carol.
I don't care. 2.
Bad-
Never seen it.
Bad Santa.
0.
No. I'm going solid 4.
Okay.
Now, the sequel I haven't seen, and I'm pretty sure that would ruin the number there. Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
Oh, 0. The original.
Yeah.
Cartoon.
The original cartoon.
5.
But yeah, the Carrey I would give it a 1 just to say, they made a movie.
They tried.
Good job. Miracle on 34th Street.
Okay, that's 5. All that classic stuff for me is a 5.
Okay.
White Christmas, come on. 5. 6.
How about Charlie Brown Christmas?
You got it. Of course it's a 5.
It's a staple.
Right.
Jingle All the Way with Arnold.
I don't care. 3.5.
Holiday Inn. Remember that one?
I saw it last year, the restored version. 5. Absolutely. 6.
6? Wow. High praise.
That fun.
Now, Home Alone 2.
3.
Yeah. The Holiday with Jack Black, Kate Winslet, Cameron Diaz.
Never heard of it. Never saw it. Nothing.
Awful.
0.
The
Don't
Ref.
care.
I don't recall that ever being on my
Where are
purview.
you getting this list from?
I'm getting it from online. These are people breaking it down. The Ref, no thanks.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
5.
Oh, yeah.
The Family Stone. I don't know why that's a Christmas movie. I mean, I guess it is, sort of. Now, this movie that I'm going to bring up right now is my top all-time favorite Christmas movie ever made, Die Hard.
That is a controversial pick.
5.
It is certainly set in and around Christmas.
It is.
But it's stuck in a building.
It's a Christmas movie.
Right.
Actually, the first 2 are Christmas movies, but we'll exclude Die Hard 2 because it's just not that good.
Right.
The original Die Hard was genre-defying and defining, not defying.
Right.
Solid 5. High marks for me. Watch it every Christmas.
As a movie, it's a 5.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to go back now and watch it every Christmas because it makes sense now.
Christmas with the Cranks.
All right, now you're just getting into useless. You have even in touch stuff like The Year Without a Santa Claus.
We haven't got
Not
there yet.
necessarily a movie, but
We haven't got there yet. Four Christmases? That was bad.
what?
Now, what about Love Actually? Liam Neeson, the dude from Walking Dead, Andrew Lincoln.
Nah, never seen it.
Really?
What is it?
Oh, I think our female audience, that's probably
Really?
their top. Oh yeah, Love Actually is that's the go-to.
All right.
Fred Claus, awful. No. Mixed Nuts. I don't even recall that one. How about The Night Before, which is recent? Seth Rogen.
Okay, you know what? That's a pretty good movie.
It's a pretty good movie.
It is.
Pretty well done.
I'd give that.
I'm gonna give it a solid
If
4.
I've got teenagers and above in the room, solid 4.
Solid 4.
Absolutely. Isn't Michael Shannon in there?
Michael Shannon is in there.
And that is a very funny movie.
It's a great movie.
He is great in there.
Harold and Kumar. A very Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Yeah, you know.
Pass. A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. I don't recall ever seeing that version of it.
Oh, I don't remember that either.
Yeah. Frosty the Snowman.
Sure.
5.
Absolutely.
Scrooge, the 70 version, 1970.
I am going to go with my Scrooge. That would be the Mr. Magoo Scrooge. That's my favorite
what year
Scrooge.
is that?
It's like late 60s.
Okay, now
with Jim Backus as Mr. Scrooge.
this is everyone's favorite. Ernest Saves Christmas.
Nothing. 0. Why is that even on the list?
The Santa Claus 3 with Martin Short as this ice witch.
Yeah, boy, that took it down
That
bad.
took it down. Mickey's Christmas Carol. Oh, that's a classic where he plays Tiny Tim. Not Tiny Tim.
Who does he play?
Is it Tiny Tim?
I don't know.
Who's the kid?
Tiny Tim's the
Tiny
kid.
Tim is the little kid with the crutch, right? I'm thinking of...
Tiptoe Through the Tulips?
yeah, that's
Okay.
what maybe I'm wrong here. You know, again, this is lack of research.
You'd think we'd know better. Does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
No, it's Christmas.
It doesn't matter. All right.
It's in the spirit.
All right.
All right, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Why was that not mentioned?
It's ridiculous, right? That's in there. That's top marks.
Anything Rankin Bass Christmas is a home run.
Frosty Returns.
I don't think that was Rankin Bass. Maybe it wasn't stop motion. It was a regular, traditionally animated.
They just remade Frosty again, like a third version a couple years ago, and that was horrendously bad. And I think John Goodman voiced Frosty.
Oh, I'm going to add another one. I saw it last year. It's now a holiday favorite. Krampus. It is a horror film, and it is a funny horror film.
You say Die Hard's controversial.
But it's
Krampus.
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
The whole movie is Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, anything Rudolph. I mean, Charlie Brown is sort of a staple on TV.
Right.
Rudolph, Frosty, Santa Claus is coming to town. I think
absolutely.
any of that stuff.
Snow Miser, Heat Miser.
I'm going to even go so much as to say when they used to put them all together in a block and run them, a very Garfield Christmas was right in there. Now, that was a little bit later, but it's still, you had to have that package. Now they spread everything out across networks. And
The Year Without a Santa Claus.
Yep.
Man, I love that.
Heartbreaking, too.
Yeah. Is that the If You Sit in My Lap Today? No, that's not that one.
No.
That's Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Fred Astaire. Got it.
Isn't there one where they try to cross over?
Mickey Rooney's in that one, right?
Yeah.
He's Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, Bill Murray's Scrooged is also one of
Classic.
I mean, that's classic Bill Murray.
Absolutely.
And that's really, really well done. Got anything else? I mean, I think we've kind of covered
No.
a good chunk of it. But
Krampus. You'll see. You've never seen that movie, have you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, how about let's throw in a Hanukkah pick. Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights. It was in 2012 or 20,
I got no
2002.
reference to that. 0.
It was pretty rough.
Was it?
There was also, I don't know if you saw this. This was on Comedy Central, and I loved it. Called The Hebrew Hammer. Did you ever see that?
No.
Oh, it was hilarious. one of the funniest movies I've ever seen that was, I believe, strictly for Comedy Central. But they did come out with it.
You are diving deep here.
And, I mean, that was really fun. Babes in Toyland. I hadn't even thought about that one. I mean, yeah, it's okay, I guess. Prancer. Preacher's Wife. Gremlins?
Was Gremlins Christmas setting?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Jingle All the Way we talked about. The Original Santa Claus. Little Women. Bridget Jones's Diary.
No.
That's around New Year's, though.
Right.
The Family Man.
No.
Nicolas Cage, which is a sort of Scrooged-esque Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future.
I never saw that either.
Meet Me in St. Louis. Also,
Really?
there's your
so.
favorite Mr. Magoo's Christmas.
He got me all excited about White Christmas again. God, I love that movie.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, it is kind of set around Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's New Year's Eve. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yes, of course.
Wait a minute. A Rugrats Hanukkah.
I'm passing on that. See, look at that. Even Die Hard made Boston.com's list. I mean,
Right.
come on. That's just... Oh, you know what? Polar Express. Tom Hanks.
That is great. That was the beginning, I think, of really intense
CGI,
motion
yeah,
capture
yeah.
technology
Yep.
where they were recreating faces, and it kind of looks harsh, but it's a good story.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes, of course. Which version? Jingle All the Way. Did you mention that?
Who's that with? Arnold, right?
Arnold,
yeah, we mentioned that.
Okay.
All right, now I think we're just grasping. Why don't we take a break?
Okay, that's fine.
We'll come back.
Now, the worst movie, did you ever see Santa Claus with Dudley Moore? That's a really bad movie.
Here's my question. Who did see it?
Well, I did, unfortunately.
Oh, do you want your hour and change back?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Poor Dudley.
All right.
Funny guy.
We're going to come back, and you'll break through your holiday gift guide.
I'll rip through it.
And then in the third segment, we will do our top 10 picks of 2016. Stick around.
Sure.
Communities Digital News, built by the writers and editors that deliver the news 24 hours a day. Visit comdiginews.com. That's COMMDIGI news.com. And support the next evolution in news.
Okay. 2016 holiday.
This is it. Last chance. I think you can order this stuff from Amazon. They'll still deliver it, right? If you can get it.
Or if you pay
Like
it.
in the next
And
24
if
hours.
it's not sold out, yeah.
Unless you don't post the show till Wednesday.
Oh, well.
Then I'll really feel like an idiot.
Nah, it'll be fine. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm just going to go through all of these. These are my picks. I do this every year in the Washington Times. I spend a ridiculous amount of time writing this up. Anyway, Jack's Pacific has something called Big Figs, and they're these really large, mildly articulated action figures. So first of all, they've got this Batman. It's like a classic cartoon comic book Batman, 4 feet tall, and its logo lights up. And you can use it as a nightlight. But when you kick the logo, too, if it's dark in the room, right?
Oh, come
The
on.
Bat logo kind of shows up on the wall.
That's awesome.
That is pretty, right? $99.
That's not that awesome. But I guess it's 4 feet tall.
Come on,
so
it's
yeah.
4 feet tall.
Yeah, okay. All
How
right.
tall is your kid?
Well, he's taller than that.
Really?
I'll
They're all-
retract that statement.
Okay.
$99. That's about on par.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're still big.
Yep.
I know you can't believe that.
No,
there was
I mean-
a movie this year. It was a
Yep.
pretty good movie. I don't know if it made a lot of money, but it was kind of a fun movie. Talk to Me, Mikey. It's a 6.5-inch tall figure. You can shake him and talk to him, and he'll talk back to you. And when you shake him, he makes silly noises, including burping and farting. Makes the kids giggle. Hard plastic.
If I'm not mistaken, too, if you have more than one, they'll talk to each other.
I don't know that, but
If
I
it-
do know
if it's not that model, there is a model that
you
does that.
can literally ask it 10 types of questions, and it will answer them.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty neat. And it actually acts kind of like a magic 8 ball, too, on certain questions.
Nice.
Okay. There was a film called Moana,
Okay.
and am I pronouncing that right?
I think it's just Mona.
Mona. Anyway, there is a character in it that is voiced by Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
Yep.
named Mega Maui. Actually, he's Maui. Jakks Pacific has this toy called Mega Maui. It's about 16 inches tall and 14 inches wide. And when you press its chest, its necklace, it talks.
Okay, as long as his pecs don't start rippling or anything like
His
that.
pecs do not ripple, but they have all the tattoos on them.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I mean, I can understand why it's so wide because he's a big guy anyway.
It's big, bulky, cool.
Yeah.
Under a tree, it would look great. And he even sings that one song in it that You're Welcome. So that's kind of neat. Trolls were big this year.
Yep.
So I've got the Glitterific Guy Diamond from Hasbro on there. It's a 13-inch tall troll with really cool hair. And he also comes with a pair of shades with sideburns.
Nice.
Slick. Speak to Me Bubbles. Once again, Powerpuff Girls is like a staple franchise.
Yep.
They haven't done anything new recently, I don't think. But it still exists.
Originally from Cartoon Network's contest to pick the next big animated series. Johnny Bravo was another one, and
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls.
There you go.
They're the original series that were
Craig
funded
McCracken.
and created by Cartoon Network.
That's right. So this Powerpuff Girl, you press its belly and you talk to it, and then it responds to you back in the voice of Bubbles of what you just said.
Okay.
It's neat. There's this other Jakks Pacific toy called Skateboarding Mikey, and it is the best. It's an RC controlled skateboard with Mikey who spins on it. And if you can find a big open area, you can use the controller, and that thing really zips. It does wheelies. It does 360s.
Nice.
It's impressive. Okay, let's move on to some gift ideas for young hero fans. Wait a minute. Here we go. It's a long list. Sorry. Forget young hero fans. I just did that. We're going to do Star Wars fans. So Hasbro has an Interact Tech Imperial Stormtrooper, 12 inches tall. You got to take that?
No.
Okay.
That's what happens when you don't put your phone on vibrate.
It's a Stormtrooper that simulates flight. He puts a jetpack on it, you move it around, and
Okay.
it makes cool noises.
All right.
Now, the best part about this Stormtrooper, if you pick it upside down and you drop it, you get the classic Death Stoop Stormtrooper. You get the classic Stormtrooper death scream. Do you know what I'm talking about? Every guy who's seen a Star Wars movie knows what I'm talking about. Anybody. Do you know what I mean?
No.
You don't?
I don't think they showed it in the one. Well,
It's the same.
yeah. Okay.
It's dead on. That was the treat
But
for
does
that.
it? If you're dropping it on a hard surface,
Well, you don't want to do that.
gotta drop it on
Drop
carpet.
it on a carpet.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
But he makes that funny noise.
Okay.
It's not so funny for the Stormtrooper. More big figs. The best, besides that 4 foot tall Batman, there's something called a Death Trooper in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And this guy's 31 inches tall and in his armor, and he has a blaster, and it's really cool.
Cool.
All right, keep going. The Death Star popcorn maker. You didn't know they had one of those, did you?
I know that they do make a Death Star pancake maker
Waffle maker.
and a waffle maker.
They also have a Darth Vader head toaster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that same tradition, Pangea Brands, it's $50. It's a 12-inch in diameter, hot air popper, 1,100 degrees. Now, the one thing that you got to be careful when you're doing this. You got to just get the pop in there. Don't put too many kernels in because it might start popping out at you. There's a cover on it. Everything's fine. You use actually half of the lid of the Death Star to put the popcorn in.
Okay.
Take it down, watch your movie.
I mean, but wouldn't it be kind of cool to overflow it so that it simulates the Death Star exploding? Yeah.
Well, you might think that, and as long as Mom will clean it up,
Okay.
it's fine.
All right.
Hasbro's got the Rebel U-Wing fighter. It's a classic vehicle for 3 3/4 inch tall action figures. But the best part about this is you get a code in there for an app, And remind me what that app's called. There used to be an app where you could simulate an explosion on any video you shot.
Right. It's Bad Robots Action FX app.
Okay. They've taken that concept and applied it to Star Wars. It's called the Star Wars Studio Effects app.
Probably made by Bad Robot.
Right. So what happens is you'll take a 5-second video of your ship, and there might be a stormtrooper that pops in and shoots at it, or something cool like that.
Right. Yeah.
It's really neat. It's got all the traditional sound effects. I'll mention Underground Toys, Princess Leia, $12.99, traditionally dressed, plush doll, press its stomach, and it says, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope."
But no hologram?
And there is no hologram. You'd expect it, wouldn't you?
You would. With today's technology, where is
Why
the
not?
hologram?
All right, here's my picks for pop culture collectors. We have the Holiday Harley. It is a statue sculpted by Paul Harding. It takes inspiration from the comic book artist Amanda Conner's version of Joker's True Love, and it's 8 inches tall, and she's perched on high-heeled boots, and it's really saucy looking.
Okay.
But-
and for those of you who don't know who Harley is, it's Harley Quinn.
Harley
Recently
Quinn.
in Suicide Squad, which
That's
we
right.
reviewed last week.
That's right. And she's got a red, white, and red outfit that Rockettes would admire, and she has a gift-wrap bomb and mallet.
Nice.
Very nice. Diamond Select Toys has some really nice stuff. They have a Premier Batgirl, and we are talking about the 1968 Batgirl in the really hot purple skin-tight costume.
Yep.
It's $150. We have McFarlane Toys checking in with the Red Wave Daryl Dixon. That's a 7-inch doll, and it certainly looks like Daryl, and you get the crossbow with it.
Cool.
That's about $19.99. We've got the Jack and Sally doll set from Nightmare Before Christmas. We just mentioned that from Diamond Select Toys. It's $150, and they're 16-inch tall dolls, and they're awesome. We've got probably my favorite out of this list is from Diamond Select Toys, and it's the Marvel Gallery Deadpool. It's a PVC statue, 10 inches tall, $45, and lots of statues you buy these days cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars, right?
Yeah.
This one checks in for $45 and still has all the detail, all the paint, everything. It looks perfect. I mean, this is a great buy.
Is there concern with the weight of it being PVC?
It is not that
It would-
light. You would
it's
think
not.
it would be light, but it's not.
Okay.
And it's pretty sturdy on the base. And I'm going to touch on my favorite action figure gift items. So we're going with Mona or Moana, the Starlight Canoe and Friends from Hasbro. This is for the gals. You get a canoe rig. You get Moana, and you get two of her pals, the pet rooster, Hi, Hee, or whatever it's called, and loyal pig, Pua. Very cool. We've got the controversial pick from Diamond Select Toys, the Quittin' Time Ray, which is from the Ghostbusters universe. It is a 7-inch tall action figure. They do a fantastic job with the costuming. They do a fantastic job with the proton pack. They give you various grasping hands, 2 sets of gloved hands, and 5 pair of hands total. But it doesn't really look
No.
a lot like Dan Aykroyd.
The face mold is what threw me off. It's very. It looks like a very grumpy Dan Aykroyd.
Right. Well, it's quitting time. He's supposed to be exhausted. It looked to me more like if they had taken Dan and put him in the cartoon, it would look like the cartoon head of Dan Aykroyd.
But not the character in the real Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd in a cartoon would look like him. Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
And at no point do you get a hand sculpt with him holding a cigarette, which probably would have made it for me because I remember him getting off the shift
He was always,
with a butt.
Yeah, he
right?
was always smoking like a chimney through the whole thing.
That's right.
Didn't you say you also had an issue with one of the...
Oh, yeah. And the particle stream, when I tried to take it out of the box, there's a way to attach it to the wand. So that's pretty cool. But when I took it out of the packaging, it snapped off. So I went, well, that's a drag. Then I found a little plastic bag at the bottom of the package, and it's an extra tip to put back on.
Oh, so
It's as though they knew
people
there
are-
might be a problem there.
Okay.
Okay, so very smart,
Yeah,
right?
Good for them.
More Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Playmates. The Turtle Tactical Truck, looking ripped from the latest movie. 14 inches long, and it works with the 5-inch tall versions of the Turtles. Very fun. Marvel Captain America Civil War Legend Pack. You get 3 action figures for $60. By the way, that truck was $34.99. The action figure pack for Marvel, you'll get 6-inch tall versions of Captain America, Spider-Man, and Iron Man. Best of the bunch is Iron Man, who has battle damage on his costume. And you can also put a head on that looks like Robert Downey Jr.
Would you say the price was on that?
$59.99.
Do you think it's that expensive because they had to buy the licensing to Spider-Man? Do you think if he wasn't in the pack, it would be cheaper if it was another character?
Good question. I don't know. But the Spider-Man is a unique mold to this set. Mm-hmm. And I think both of the Iron Man one, they definitely had to scuff up. So it could just be also the fact that they had to do a limited run on these action figures. But it is kind of expensive. Not as expensive as the DC film Superman from DC Entertainment. It's $45 for one figure. And it's Henry Cavill's take on the Man of Steel from the latest movie. Best part of this thing is there's a display base where you can position him. He has a cloth cape with wires in it, so you can position the cape. And you can take red beams, plastic beams, and put them in his eyes, and they shoot out. That's cool. And I will mention, finally, the Ultimate Spider-Man versus the Sinister Stick Web City from Hasbro. Sinister Six, it's $40, and it's a side of a building, and you get 2 really ruggedly built 6-inch figures that can beat up one another, and there's some rubbery webbing that when you shoot Spider-Man at Venom, who is the other opponent in this, it will break through the wall of the Daily Bugle.
Cool.
It is pretty cool.
Sounds
and
like,
that went way too fast.
and it sounds like your house is just completely full of toys.
My house is full currently, and most of this stuff is being donated to shelters.
Very
so
nice.
You know.
Well, that's awesome.
Yes.
It's very good. Okay.
Is that break time?
Well, one thing that I was curious about is I know that this year for Star Wars they came out with a Millennium Falcon drone, and it was,
Really?
Yeah, and it's pretty pricey. I think it was on the line of about $150.
Wow.
But the back end lights up.
Who did it? Spin Master? Do you have any idea?
No, it was. I want to say it was Revell, but
Wow.
That's,
the model kit maker?
Yeah, but you know how they've been doing the ones where they're snap kits? That this was that. It was more of a snap together.
Right.
But there's another version which is, I think there's 2 different versions. The other one is made by Air Hogs. Mm-hmm. That is the more solid one, and I think that's the one that lights up. I know the Air Hogs.
I think Air Hogs, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they actually... Didn't they last year actually have like a TIE Fighter versus X-Wing kind of battle?
Yeah. And this one, the Falcon's pretty big, and it's got 4 fans underneath it to lift it off the ground.
That's got to be Air Hogs.
It's got to be, and I think it's about $150.
Right.
So that might also be a gift if you can find any of these.
If you can
things.
find these.
Good luck with that, and
Right.
eBay's your friend at this point. It's gonna have to be.
But watch Amazon, because I'm seeing some weird pricing happening within hours.
Yeah, it's completely fluctuating. I think
it's like a stock market.
Well, it's so for users who are looking to buy any of these items and you go to Amazon, the problem is that if Amazon exhausts their fulfillment, it will go to a third party, and the third party pricing might be more expensive, but that all of a sudden now becomes the default. So if you have the time to wait, keep checking back.
Right.
Now, if you want to try to get a Nintendo NES Classic, you're not going to be able to find one. You're going to have to wait until after the holidays, or go to a site like Now in Stock, sign up for a notification. If you see it go in stock, I was able to get one through Amazon Prime Now.
How did you do that? You just kept watching?
I just showed up in their comments section that if you're in a Prime Now city, you can get it. And I'm not here, but at work I am. And
you got it.
2 hours later, some guy shows up with a brown paper bag,
Wow.
and inside of it is an NES Classic.
Brown paper bag.
I should have bought a bunch of them.
Right.
Just, giving them away would have been great. All right, when we come back, we're going to do our final segment of 2016, which is breaking down our top film picks
Great.
for the year.
It's going to be even more scattered than the last two segments.
Okay.
So just get ready.
And we definitely disagree on some.
Yep.
All right, we'll be back.
Communities Digital News, built by the writers and editors that deliver the news 24 hours a day. Visit comdiginews.com. That's COMMDIGI news.com. And support the next evolution in news.
You ready? Ready to break down your top 10?
Sure, I'm ready to break down.
Okay. So I
How
think
are we going to do this?
I think the way we'll do it is I'll give you my number 10.
Yeah.
You'll give me
that's
your
cool.
number 10.
That's pretty cool.
And we'll just see at the end how many are in the top
Hey,
10.
that's clever.
Okay. My number 10 starts with the number 10, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I like that movie.
You've got John Goodman,
He was great.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, John Gallagher. Goodman, I think, gives one of his best performances, with the exception of Big Lebowski.
Oh, yeah.
He's really the bipolar split personality is so good in that movie that he steals the show, and it's very well done.
And the ending is fantastically sort of expected but unexpected.
And open-ended.
And it reminded me of the movie with Mel Gibson about extraterrestrial signs.
Yep.
It had that same freaky, creepy vibe.
Yeah, and it had a little bit of War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, yeah.
But not as horrible.
Sure.
And apparently that movie had two differently filmed endings. And and the one that they went with is the more open-ended version. There is another version that they went with. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, she dies.
I don't remember seeing that part.
Yeah, she gets attacked in a car, and that's the
Yeah,
end of it.
I remember that.
And that's sort of how they end it.
All right. My number 10, I haven't seen yet, but it's going to be that good for me. Rogue One.
It's going to be a minimum of number 10.
A Star Wars story. I'm anticipating it already. Everyone's saying it's awesome and it's dark, and to to cleanse my palate last night, I actually watched Revenge of the Sith on TBS, which obviously, have you ever seen that movie?
I know of the original, the 1, 2, and 3s that are at this point everyone feels you can just avoid.
This is the movie where Darth Vader is transformed into Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is some of the worst acting I have ever seen in a movie. It is excruciating to try and get between. Now, the battle scenes, on the other hand, are astounding.
Mm-hmm.
The lightsaber battle at the end with Obi-Wan and Anakin, phenomenal. But
I think there is a reason why when Disney bought the rights, they put in charge people who are capable of making decent action movies and not someone who's exhausted all ideas. And
what's
just
ingrained in my brain all the time is that last end credit opening that says written and directed by George Lucas. Sorry, George.
Yeah.
Painful. All right, go ahead. Will I go with number 9?
Yeah, why don't you pick your number 9 and then you volley back to me?
Sully.
Haven't seen it, so I can't rate it.
There you go.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to say a lot about it other
we all
than
know how it ends.
there's a surprise ending.
Yeah.
I think they have an alternate ending in this on the Blu-ray.
where he doesn't make it?
Where he doesn't make, he dies in a car.
Okay.
And it's you can't go wrong with this.
It's Tom Hanks. It's Clint Eastwood. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay. My number 9, Captain America.
What?
Captain America: Civil War.
That deep?
That deep for
That
me.
deep?
That deep for me. I am growing sort of exhausted of these characters.
This was the first time I've ever seen that collection, and it was so well put together.
Yeah.
And the reason I have it rated way higher, and we can talk about that as we go, is because of movies like Batman versus Superman and Suicide Squad, who try to take a group of characters and shoehorn them into a 2-hour movie and never fully explain who they are, what they are, and why they are.
Okay.
These guys did a great job of doing that.
I will explain to you why I don't really why I rated this so low.
Go ahead.
Half the time, I can't really tell. They call this a civil war, and they're fighting with each other. But half the time, it's sorry, I don't mean it.
Yeah, but come on, that ending sequence.
I know
is unbelievable.
I know, and Spider-Man's introduction is great in it. But I just think that there are other films which I personally enjoyed
That's
more.
fine.
So
the Russo brothers rock.
I'm not saying it was the worst Captain America movie. It was probably one of the better ones.
Well, it made it in your top 10.
But I'm growing a little old of these characters. Okay.
You're gonna go with 8 now.
Number 8, another Marvel film, Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds.
Deep.
That deep. That deep for a couple reasons.
Really?
Yeah, one of which
It was just too much fun. You had a stomach ache when you left the theater. You felt bad because you were laughing so hard and your eyes were so sore from looking at all the awesome action.
No, I don't. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I did not like the actress who played Vanessa, and there were times where, it seemed like they were catching her off guard while filming, and I don't know
what
why.
Are you even talking about?
I fixate on her.
Did you date her for a while?
No, but her facial expressions are just like, what the hell is this? It's not somebody who's in despair. It looks like somebody who's faking it.
You've never mentioned that ever.
We didn't review it.
Gushed about that movie on the phone with me.
Yeah, because it's hilarious.
Okay.
But it's not my number 1.
That's fine.
It made the top 10.
That's fine. My number 8, The Witch.
Yeah.
Any? Did you see that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, then you can't really comment on
I
it,
can't.
can you?
I can't.
It is an awesome supernatural thriller set in the time when witches ruled in the colonies. And I'm only going to say that. And it was really, really authentically well done. Not that I was there at the time, but they've worked a lot on building the actual sets and locations and that they use were all based on that time period.
Okay.
And it's scary as hell in the last 20 minutes.
Probably why I didn't watch it. My number 7. Or wait, are you going again? Or was
I'll
it?
go.
Okay,
I
go again.
Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, I could never make it around to watching it. It looked like a lot of fun, but
That's the movie with Daniel Radcliffe as a gassy corpse.
mm-hmm.
And Paul Dano is having a major identity crisis after getting rescued from an island. And it is a happy, sad movie. It'll tear at the heartstrings. It's emotional and it's very funny. But above all, it is so weird.
Well, I'm going to pull one that is great, tears at the heartstrings. That is Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yes.
And that is Charlize Theron.
Mm-hmm.
Art Parkinson, who is, my understanding is this is maybe his first film. He plays Kubo.
Right.
And you have Ray Fiennes and, of course, Matthew McConaughey in it. And even a small cameo, supporting cast role by George Takei.
That's right.
He is in there as well.
So why is it good?
The animation on it
Stop
is
motion animation.
which, as you pointed out, does have a mix of CGI with it. But there are times where you can't even detect the stop motion. It's that good. The story is very tight and doesn't drag. The martial arts and sort of the fight sequences with swords and a lot, bow and arrow and the movement of the origami paper that's flying around. It's just very
There's
well
three
done.
monsters in the movie that are fantastic.
And the big boss at the end is just done so well, and it's a great film for kids.
You know how they did that final monster?
Isn't it all motion capture?
It's motion capture, but what they did was they used a 3D printer to print out each piece of
awesome.
it, and it was translucent, and they had lights going with it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It is a great movie for kids. I would say you could have a 6-year-old and up watch that.
Yeah. Okay, what number are we on?
That was my number 7.
You're going to 6.
My number 6 is The Nice Guys, Russell Crowe.
Never heard of it.
Come on. I can't believe you have not seen this movie. It is so good.
I'll watch it over the holiday.
Ryan Gosling. It takes place in the 70s.
That sounds cool.
And it's so fun.
Like The Hustle?
So Gosling is a private detective who is trying to find this young girl. Russell Crowe is a guy who at one point stopped someone from robbing a cafe and now feels like he can just get paid to do dirty work. And so he likes to go around and beat people up. And it's a very unorthodox pairing, how they meet. Crowe beats up Gosling's character.
So it's a buddy movie.
It's a buddy film for sure. And they should make a sequel because the synergy with those two actors together is so well done that you really oh yeah. I mean, you're in the movie. It's great. That's my 6.
All right. Star Trek Beyond is my 6.
I know.
I liked it.
It's in my runner-up category.
Right. And I don't have to say much about it because we've already reviewed it, other than it was a fun movie again. It was a little bit going back to the Roddenberry episodic TV show, but it was welcomed.
And as I pointed out, of the reboot, I still think it's the best of the 3.
Okay, that was 6.
Okay, you're on your 5.
Hardcore Henry.
Okay.
Did you hear of it?
I do know of it. It's all first person.
It's an all first person video game like movie, and the action is phenomenal.
Yep.
And if you watch it on a gigantic screen and stick your head near it, your head will explode. It's so good.
Okay.
It's fun. It's great story, and there's a ton of blood and violence.
With Charlo.
Not for the kiddies.
No. What's his name? Charlo. I'm totally blanking on his name right now. The actor for that. He was in the A-Team. He played Murdoch, and he was in District 9 as the main character.
Oh, right. Copley.
Yeah, Charlotte Copley.
That's right.
Right.
And he's great.
Yep.
He's great because... don't get me started. Never mind.
Okay. So, volleying to me, we're on number 5, right?
Number 5.
My number 5 is Sausage Party. Seth Rogen, Kristen Wiig, Danny McBride. We've reviewed it.
Yep.
I think
it was funny.
It was funny, and it paced well, and was exactly what I thought it would be.
No chance that was better than Captain America Civil War.
Okay.
Zero. And zero chance that was better than Deadpool.
I'm just going to point out.
Who's rating this? Is someone paying you?
No.
Is Seth paying you for that endorsement?
Listen, I'm going to point out that
you're just like Seth.
Deadpool was a typical comic book film written in a comedy style.
Not even
rated
close
R,
to typical. Right.
Rated R, and written from a comedic standpoint. The Captain America franchise has now been done 3 times, but nowhere has anyone ever done an R-rated animated film with a food orgy at the end of it. So you got to give it points for that.
Okay. Nobody's done a snuff film either R-rated and put it in theaters, but that doesn't mean it's a good thing.
They've tried.
That's fine.
All right. And then my number 4,
Yep.
Midnight Special. Now,
I saw that movie and I enjoyed the performances, but I lost it toward the end.
Michael Shannon, Joel Edgerton, Kristen Dunst, Adam Driver.
Great cast.
Sam Shepard. So well done. I think what did it for me, this is a Jeff Nichols film. It takes place in the American Southeast, sort of heartland, if you will. The premise is there is a gifted young boy who is kidnapped by his father, which people feel he's endangering him when in fact he's trying to save and protect him. And you go through Texas, Louisiana to Florida, where there's a climax scene with the young boy who has abilities and powers, and you see what happens there. It's sort of a reimagining, if you will, of E.T., I would say, where he is E.T.
Right.
The special effects are very subtle but very beautiful. The cinematography is great. The soundtrack goes so well with it. When I saw the trailer for it, I was like, that looks like a really good sci-fi movie. and that's why I rated number 4.
I can't argue with that. That's fine.
Okay.
My number 4 was Kubo and the
Okay.
2 Strings, just
All right.
because I am a fanatic of stop motion animation, and those kind of films are few and far between, and they're unbelievable when they're done right.
Well, so
There's
far,
no end to that.
So far, we've got a few that
close.
were on our list together.
3, The Jungle Book, the live action Jon Favreau Jungle Book with Bill Murray as
Baloo.
Baloo. And Christopher Walken,
Yeah.
that's right,
Yep.
as the orangutan.
And my number 3 is The Jungle Book.
Really?
Really.
Wow, that's
So,
scary.
How about that?
Yeah.
Again, beautifully shot.
Oh,
Favreau, you just
Yep.
would not expect him to take a
No.
vehicle like this and do it. Bill Murray is great.
right. The kid's great.
The kid is great. And again, acting against practically nothing
right.
is
lot of green screen in this.
is a huge challenge. And Christopher Walken, hands
Kills
down, amazing. So well done. Once again, Jon Favreau, who brought us Iron Man,
Yep.
among other things, brings us a beautiful live action film.
Right.
Now, for my number 2, I'm going to bring in Arrival.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it. Amy Adams.
You cannot, and you know what? You can't talk about that.
I can't talk about it.
because I haven't, and it's supposed to be a really cool movie.
I will not. The only thing that I will say, and which you see in the trailers, is that there is a first contact situation. You have Amy Adams' character, who is a linguist, who is brought in to try to see if she can communicate. Jeremy Renner is in it as well. Forrest Whitaker is in it. And you sort of see the collide of not being able to communicate, the paranoia of...
so Close Encounters.
Are they here for good or for bad? And you see the struggle and the...
so I've seen it. It's Close Encounters.
It's not.
Okay.
And the climax at the end of it
is Richard Dreyfuss in it?
Yeah, no.
At any point, is there a marshmallow mountain in it? Marshmallow. Mashed potato mountain?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we're okay there.
And just, again, these are movies we've actually seen. We're not guessing based on box office returns.
No.
Okay, so that's why there's probably not any Woody Allen movies in here or anything cerebral. These are films we've enjoyed and watched.
And it's also films that have a wide release to them that we're pointing out are not indie films. I mean, certainly Midnight Special's kind of indie.
And The Witch.
And The Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are films I've seen over the year.
So you're number 2?
Deadpool.
Okay.
Because I am a comic book fanatic, and I have followed Deadpool's career a very long time, and I know how hard it was to get this movie made, and it delivers. It is massive.
The sequel is shaping up to be stellar.
Yep.
Your number 1
is Captain America Civil War, because once again, the Russo brothers did something I never thought I'd see on screen. Okay? I'm a huge comic book fan. It's adapted, but not really adapted from the Marvel Comics series. There's a lot of embellishment.
Right. Which there is in any case.
Right.
It's hard to take something on print and
I really enjoyed it.
spread it out over 2 hours.
I gasped. I whipped. I enjoyed it.
Okay. My number 1 is Zootopia.
Okay, which I would not have guessed. That's the one movie from you I wouldn't have guessed. Was the whole family sitting around when you watched this?
No, I watched it by myself.
Oh.
Just because I previewed it ahead of time.
Okay.
The story is just so well done and so tight, and it's a story of struggling to come into your identity and to push for who you are.
Right.
Jason Bateman is in it, which is kind of an unusual casting for him, but just all around very good animation, phenomenal. Blows Finding Dory away in terms of animation pick for the year.
Well, Kubo does too.
And Kubo does as well. Yeah, I mean, for the box office numbers Finding Dory did, I have it on my runner-up list, but not anywhere in the top 10. Same with BFG. I think BFG was in my runner-up. So that is our 20. Now, again, we should check in with you in January to see if Star Wars moves from the number 10 slot to the number 1 slot over Captain America.
Right.
And I will say it here. I suspect it will.
Yes.
Would be my guess.
We'll see.
So we'll see. All right. Well, that's it for us. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. We'll be back
In 2017.
2017 for episode 13.
We'd like to thank the three of you out there for listening to us.
You've done such a marvelous job of keeping us going.
Yes.
I am Todd Stowell.
I'm still Joseph Zadkowski.
We're going to end out this episode as we do every episode now with some good old-fashioned polka music.
What about the lead-in?
Oh, it's there now.
Oh, man.
It'll always be there.
Really, if that doesn't make you happy, nothing will.
Listen, it totally describes what this is, which is a fly by the seat of your pants, not always get your facts correct podcast, and that's what makes it
please,
work.
no fact checking.
No,
and there's
please.
this is not a fake news production either, Facebook.
No, this is the real deal.
These are just two guys yapping.
Because we like pop culture.
Thank
All right.
you.
See ya.